everybody, this is gonna be a shorter stream than usual because I am leaving for the dentist later today. And I've already started late as it has become the custom to me because sometimes I just can't be bothered to be on time, sue me. So, welcome back to Daggerfall. Today we are continuing the quest of Lysandus Revelation. I have no idea where I'm going, but it is my intention to absolutely finish this quest today, which means that if I get too lost, I can recall to the start of the dungeon because I did leave an anchor there, and then I can always follow the wiki to actually go the right way. But I feel like we don't need to resort to that just yet. For one thing, that will cost me recall points. By that I mean mana. And I don't really want it to cost mana. Don't think that we have anywhere to go but down, so that is the logical way to go. But before that, I also want to like check around here. Yeah, down is like the only way to go. So let's do just that. Let's go down. And then I think we're gonna... Oh, hi! Well, that's a good sign. A random zombie. Right, so now we know how to make the potion for cure disease. Pity I'm not gonna be using that. Because, well, I love being lazy and buying my potions, so I end up not really making them all that often. Anyway, I need to figure out which way is more down. Right, so this is where I am. That leads nowhere. We have already checked that. If I can do this without having to recall and follow a guide, then that would be ideal, really. We're gonna turn here. I've heard that the last few dungeons of this game are really hell to get through. As in, the further you go, the bigger the dungeons get. You know, they say start off with your best foot because the first few hours decide whether or not the gamers will stick. This game was all like, nah, you know, leave the longest dungeons for last. In case somebody was still not impressed with like Daggerfall's length and just really felt like they needed some more dungeon crawling at this point. Now, mind you, these things are kind of hand designed. Like, the story dungeons are. Somebody really wanted to show off their ability to, you know, make such dungeony spaces. They're like, look, I can do big maps. I can prove it to you, and I can do labyrinths pretty well. There's normally like ways to specifically beat labyrinths. For example, always sticking to one side, but this is a labyrinth with portals, man. With portals and weird doors and a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm trying to remember, is it... Skeletons are normally really loud. So what I'm hearing is likely not a skeleton. We can rest here. Is someone trying to cast spells at me right now? It sounds like they are. Did they get confused what level they're on? Or... are they just around and I am blind? Because that's always a possibility. Alright, so I have been there at least to some extent. That is really okay. I have been there properly. I was about to say it's kind of really weird to have one tile uncovered of all things. Haven't been here, apparently. So, that kind of sounds like a place where we should be going. Yep, we haven't been here. That's good! Means that there's still places that we can go. Alright, we have completely not explored this part. At all. It kind of means that we never got in this deep. Oh, but why is there a dead person in here then? Good morning, Kim! Have a great Saturday, or at the very least I hope that you're having a great Saturday. I am having the dentist in about 3.5 hours, which means that I'll stop streaming in about 2 hours. Just to make sure that I'm not late or anything. Well, we're very, very close to finishing this game now. I am very, very, very focused on that. I'm also trying not to think about the dentist. It kind of works out though, because when I will be coming back, it will be nearly my sleep time, which just kind of sounds like, you know, have dental surgery and then get some rest. Ah, thank you. I'm just like losing a tooth and fixing another one. Oh, okay, invisible tiny rat inside the water, got it. No, did I accidentally set my sound low? Come back, sound. Thank you. I misclicked. I do have water walking. I have a whole coat of it, actually. I'm very, very proud of that fact, that I have a whole coat of water walking, because... Oh, hi. Wait, no, you're Pepsi Man. That's not who was laughing. I was expecting a naked chick. You know, as long as I don't tell YouTube that there's boobage in this video, they never find it, which is very, very nice. I expected them to be a lot more thorough than that. I suppose 8-bit boobage doesn't always count. Especially if I only stare at it for a millisecond. Just please nobody ever report my 8-bit boobage in these videos. YouTube will hate that. There we go, we can now water walk. Still makes this a very awkward encounter because we need to press... Oh, page down button to go down, and there's a zombie in here. And after killing the zombie, I will probably go back up for air. Any other zombies? Not entirely sure. Okay. Air time? And back down time. I am not entirely sure that this is where Lysandus's corpse is. But I don't want to leave these stones unturned. Okay, time to go back up for air, then check what's inside that room. Ah, yes. I was actually getting really excited about channel direction in general, like yesterday, because I was just going to sleep thinking about all of the games from like the late 90s that would be fun to revisit. Like games from early 90s and 80s, when I get to playing them, it will be very much my first time playing them. So it won't be a revisit, but I did start playing games in like early 2000s, so I am kind of familiar with games of that time. We got to explore a full underwater segment, cool. I'm really loving this robe. Also, completely different thought, because sometimes I do that. I might accidentally give this game a pretty good review, because it got very frustrating when it started breaking on me often, but for the time being it stopped breaking on me, and when it stopped breaking on me I started having fun again. And now I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what my verdict is on revisiting like OG Daggerfall in 2024. And it like had such a dip in enjoyment at one point, and then it came out the other side, and now I'm like, I'm really not too sure. But yeah, considering early 2000s games, going back to my original thought, I thought about actually at some point, I'm so totally gonna do a month of The Sims 1. Mainly because that is a very set amount of time, which means we're gonna have 8 streams or less. And that sums up to... mental math, give me a second. 24 hours of Sims 1 at the maximum. And I can always set like very specific goals. Like I want to see whether we can have a basic family, like get married and get a child in that time. How much we can expand our house, how much we can progress our career. And then, you know, at least once in those streams, I'm like, okay, how about going on a vacation? And I love that it counts because The Sims 1 came out in 1999? Jesus Christ, that would be really early for it. No, 1999. So I can play it as a retro game. Pretty sure that a lot of people do consider it a retro game. And like, I was thinking thoughts like that and I was like, oh gee, I'm like really excited now. Where am I in regards to where everything else is? That's definitely not a very helpful question, but it is a question that I am asking. Because I want to know how to get to parts of this dungeon that I haven't touched yet. Haven't given up on exploring it yet myself. I don't need to. In about 50 minutes, we can give up on exploring it by ourselves and just go and look up a guide, because I can then port back to the entrance and take like the proper route, because apparently that one is quite long. Okay, so here is where I am. What I will want to do is go one level down. Easiest way to do that is to run forward, then make a turn here, and go down. Okay, it's fine. I was like, I thought we were gonna reach a dead end, but no. It's fine, we are somewhere. This is good. I like being in places as opposed to not places. So, if we now just go really, really forward, hit the edge and like continue turning to the side, we will find that we have not explored this direction. Like, the thing was stopping around here, so... we have explored everything above that, except does that continue? I think it does. I think it continues here. Oh yeah, that would be really pleasant. I would have really enjoyed that. What? Okay, that is a dead end. But then again, would you really be like, for Lysandus tomb, please go over here? I do believe that not every single game has as convoluted of a dungeon design as Daggerfall does. This is really both a selling point and a downfall. It's one of those questionable features where it's like, I'm glad you tried it. Because this does count as a selling point. But also, I'm glad that this did not become the popular way of enjoying video games. Because, wow. Ah, yes! If you would like to get murdered, please turn to the left. If you would like to not get murdered and instead pillage and loot all of our supplies, go right instead. Thank you for your patience. You know what I am gonna do is I am gonna actually recall to the entrance, rest, and replant the entry recall. We're gonna see if there's any pathways at the entrance that we haven't tried yet, because I'm pretty sure that there is. And I think that this is gonna be the faster way of exploring it. Of course there's enemies nearby at the moment, so we need to figure out what, where, how, who. Never mind! Okay, never mind, there is one lonesome rat. Just kind of wandered it from the outside, I suppose. And we're definitely gonna be anchoring in here again. Recall is so awesome. It's like one of the greatest things that you can get. Now... okay, this room looks ridiculously funny. Don't mind it, it's not the room's fault. We have entirely not tried this door, so... that's a very easy choice in here. This part goes up. So now the question will be, have they stashed a corpse up or down? Hello, wall spider. Oh, it was a secret wall spider. Well, you're just not very good at keeping secrets, mate. Then again, it was a secret closet wall spider. Is the room kind of just designed for holding your spiders? In case you know you ever needed one. Ooh. This is so weird. Like, I am slightly above where I was, but not like by far. Oh, that looks really funky, because look, the previous corridor like goes... it almost hits this one, but not quite. That's a teleport skull. Apparently I've been here, but not entirely, because I haven't explored that turn. So, I'm gonna come back in a second. Please hang in here. I do love being entirely unable to see where I'm going because of all of the mess that is this corridor. What even? Okay, this is just a room. Well, time to go back to my buddy Teleport Skull. Hello, Teleport Skull. Woo! Okay, where am I? We have not explored that door? Why? Is there anything wrong with that door in particular, or is it like a nub? Oh, right, it wasn't going anywhere. That explains a lot. This is the second time I meet Teleport Skulls. Now, another thing that I feel like I'm kind of playing against is, when a game Let's Play exceeds a certain number of parts, people lose interest. Like, everyone will check out part 1, And then like the views will go down from there. So whatever part 1 nets, for the most part, except for like a couple of exceptions, that will be the largest amounts of views that you're gonna get. Wait, was there anything wrong with that room, or was that a secret room? Yep, that is a secret room. So, by next part we're entering the... Whoa! Jesus! Spider! That's an asshole move. Do I have anything that just... Thank you. Don't want to just be eaten by a spider while I'm paralyzed. Anything that throws out a spell at all, I would have taken it. So, after this part, we will hit the dreaded 20-part territory. Which is a actually dreaded thing for me, because I bet that views will super drop off after that point. So I am actually motivated to wrap up the main story as fast as I can, but also to take my time with it, because I don't want to rush it. Because if I rushed it entirely, then all I need to do right now is to go into Wiki, look up how to navigate these places, and I could be like done with it today. But that would feel entirely unnatural, because, well, it would be the Wiki that completes it, not me. So I'm trying to strike a balance. Well, we have never gone up there, and we never have gone to the side. See, teleporting back to the entrance was an excellent idea. All of these new pathways that I've never seen. All of this choice. All of these moaning doors. Hello. So we had seen a pocket-sized location for a spider, and now we have met a zombie room. At the very least, zombies had better accommodation. Okay, those were tiles. I thought I was staring at a chest for a second. My eyes honestly are not that amazing. It's sometimes very easy to mistake pixels. Though I'm not doing too bad today. If I was, I would be wearing my glasses. On days when I need extra help with being able to see, I don't come on screen without glasses. If I can read, it is a good day. What is on my screen, that is. I could read from a book, because that tends to be closer to your nose than your computer screen. This place is seriously something else. Hello! Oh, it was a secret skeleton. When you're like, shh, don't tell them that I have a skeleton. They might want one too. I think that there's several secret skeletons, and this is green. But what I have is better than green. I did not realize that green was a category of things that you can get. That felt like a new one. This was like a whole group of skeletons. No, 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 I didn't want to equip that. I wanted to figure out what it is. Ooh. Black. Mind you, both Mithril Saber and Mithril Katana still hit better than an ebony short sword. Might be the fact that it is a short sword, though. Any, like, super magical items or potions I will hoard, like my life depends on it. Mostly because one day it actually will. Right, so everything... The way that we're passing, it is a one-way corridor. Right, I'm hearing a lot of noises, which makes me want to check for a secret door. Well, there isn't. Now we kind of know that everything in that direction is explored. Unless... No. Okay. That wall does feel a bit unnatural, though. I have encountered funky movable doors and walls before, so there's that. If you had to mark everything in this dungeon, I wonder how you would do it. Like, would you be like, for the colony of rats, turn right unless they have moved since I last checked them? In which case, beware of colony of rats. This is really quite the walk around. Okay, that was a corpse. I thought that was a zombie sitting on a chair. Right, so we have an unclear door here. Which means I should take a turn. Thank you for showing me where it is, Spidey. You're always so nicely just sticking through the wall. Okay, that is locked. That is where we just came from. I suppose the inhabitants of these dungeons really like their thinking time. Because you will see a lot of rooms with an unclear purpose where it will just have like a table in the corner and several chairs. I would actually love... I know that somebody made like a Unity port. But I would like Daggerfall hyper-realism mode. Where, you just, like, replace this whole dungeon. Take the layout, but, like, replace it with, like, pictures of a believable house. And elongate any rooms that you need to, you know, stock it with familiar furniture. Because I bet you anything, it would look liminal as all fuck. You would just enter a giant room. And it is 2 chairs. Positioned quite far away from one another, mind you. And a desk in the middle. And there's like... a skeleton's head on it, of all things. This is a wall, but for some reason I have a hard time believing that it is. I know that it identifies as such, but that just looks like it should continue going. So if I go up, there is this little unclear door. Can I even go up that far, or does it go up somewhere else? I can't just go up this far. Okay. Okay, the unclear door is here. It honestly kind of looks like one, but when you're no longer used to looking for them, You can't bypass it and completely ignore their existence. Thankfully, they just show up on your map by default. Aha! A whole room! This is where we keep our hole. The whole room actually descends into unclear territory. Because it's not really aligned to the rest of the map, which makes it important. But also, we have never been here. Oh, I expect a letter, but there was none. Alrighty dokie, then time to go down the hole. Could levitate down. But I could also instead just fall outside of all bounds of existence. I mean, that can also happen. That is, you know, a perfectly acceptable thing to do when you hop into a hole, to just identify it as like a never-ending wormhole that takes you outside reality itself. Let's levitate down. That's probably smarter. Slowly descend into the hole. And do not bypass the end of all of existence. Yeah. If you accidentally bypass all existence, bad things might happen, so don't do that. Right, now we would come back to a place that we're sorta used to. Got it. Oh, that was a fun excursion. Thanks, hole. I enjoyed my trip. Even the part that took me out of reality itself. I think that part's still unexplored. Alternatively, there are a lot of walls in here. No, we definitely have not seen this bit. But it does go somewhere familiar. Right, that is our way back to the hole. We don't actually need to climb it. It's the whole of the fun things. If you ever really want to leave the map, that hole is definitely a way to do it. So if I went up... Wait a minute, how would we get there? Instructions unclear, got my head stuck in my own armpit. Actually, yeah. I'm pretty sure I saw a lot of unexplored things slightly too high up, so let's just get ourselves there. That goes further up. That is a door. That goes further down, and if we go further down, where do we get? La Confusion is where we get. Okay. Well, while we're on our way up, we may as well check out the mystery door, I guess. wall go? Okay, that is a wall. Fair enough. Mystery door over the hole. It's where the happy noises are coming from. It's somewhere here. Found it! Found the happy door. There's still quite a lot of noises in here. What the heck, man? Are you just casually stuck in that doorway or what? Right, so see that little nub over there? That is interesting. Fortunately, nub investigation always starts with the 2 words that are the most potent in this game. Where am I? Right, for that I only need to run around and go down. There is a lot of very suspicious moaning, but the game does not indicate that there is a room. So I'm gonna assume that there isn't. Ah, first suspicious nub. Here. I've not been here. Oh, you're alive! I thought you were a clump of hairs. I'm sorry, rat. That was quite mean of me. Is that worse? That is worse. So much colors inside all of the armors. Oh, right. I definitely should not be looking at the map right now. Someone is shooting at me. Or at least tried to. Excuse me? Well, we haven't been this way. So there's that. Have been here though, but look, that nub again. Right, let's go and explore it because it's gonna do my head in. Am I taking the right path? Looks like it. Aha! Welcome to the nub. What do you have to offer me, nub? Nothing in here. Well, that's definitely a fruitful start. And a corridor, which is better than nothing. I am so happy that one thing that is not on my mind is how am I gonna backtrack out of here, because that is taken care of. This is the zombie cafeteria. We have came at their food time. I'm gonna assume I am the food. Which would be very fair assumption right now. Not gonna lie. I think this wasn't too far. Yeah, this was the zombie cafeteria. Definitely was not too far. Please stop sticking your hands through the wall. That is cheating. If I can't stick my gun through it, you can't stick your hand through it. Got it? Well, keeping a lit candle in your pocket isn't the smartest decision that I've ever witnessed, but it is certainly a decision that you can make. I'm surprised that his pants were not on fire. Even though I'm not entirely sure that zombies can lie, so... maybe that's just like the formal protection against fire damage. Just always say the truth. Or if possible, do not speak at all, because that is a great way of never lying. The sounds behind this door are definitely interesting. Oh, hi! Ah, there we go. Now it sounds more like skeletons. Oh, you're just modeled wrongly. That makes a lot of sense. Right. So spider things are just very likely to get themselves stuck inside objects, so it seems. Which is kind of bad, as it produces boxes with legs. But I'm also pretty sure that we don't necessarily need to drop off a spider, so... well, it is kinda bad. It is also not the worst. You can just sit here, okay? Because I can't exactly get to you and you can't exactly get to me, so... not doing anything about it, just... you know, it seems reasonable, if you ask me. Now, what is this? How long are you? Not that long. The story of Lysandus. In ancient times, there lived a hero named Lysandus. He fought against the Akaviri slave traders and single-handedly slew hundreds. Despite his valor, Lyrisius, there we go, Lyrisius? Lyrisius? His name is hard. Army was routed and scattered to the four winds. It was routed? Lyrisius fled into the moors to escape the Akaviri chariots. Far from the lands of men, Lyrisius entered the blasted lands. At the heart of this forsaken landscape, he met the worm. The great scaly beast mocked the mighty blows of Lyrisius' enchanted spear. It melted the shield of fear-struck gift of the Daedra Boeotia with a single blast of its fury breath. Lyrisius, seeing that he could not defeat the creature by force of arms, surrendered. The worm intended to devour Lyrisius when the hero offered to be its slave and manservant. Ever prideful, the worm agreed. Seeing that the worm was vulnerable to conceit, Lyrisius spoke. "O great worm, for my first service I beg that you allow me to polish your one tarnished scale." It really sounds like bad decision making to just let a former enemy in very, very close to you. Indeed, cantered between the great wings of the creature was a dull scale clearly out of reach of its long neck. Its vanity was such that it immediately lowered one wing for Lyrisius to climb upon. Once astride the great lizard, Lyrisius slid his dagger underneath the scale and into the tender flesh of the beast. Though it spun and twisted in all directions, the worm could not get at the hero. Finally it took to the air. Lyrisius clung to the neck with all of his strength as the worm banked, rolled, and dove. Seeing that Lyrisius could not be shaken free, the worm demanded he remove the stinging blade. Lyrisius answered, "Fly straight on until you see a great army. Destroy that army and I will remove my blade." With a great roar, the scaled creature set off. The Akaviri army had no chance against the fire-breathing beast. They have never plagued Tamriel since. All you needed was a dragonborn that would have attracted all the dragons to the yard, trust me. "I have done as you bid, now sheath your stinger," roared the worm. Knowing that he would be devoured or worse, Lyrisius pulled the blade and then leapt from the back of the flying worm. Indeed, the foul monster had intended to slay the hero. The worm pursued the plummeting Lyrisius. Boethius appeared beside the falling hero, praising him for ultimately destroying the army of Akavir. She turned him into a raven. Lyrisius quickly lost the worm in the clouds. Legend has it that the worm still lives, though this happened in the First Era long, long ago. The dragon nurses a grudge against Lyrisius and all of his kind, and has vowed never again to trust two-legged bearers of weapons. Scholars note, if this legend has a basis in fact, the artifact Fearstruck was utterly destroyed. No other reference to it has ever been found. Oh god! Stop making the bad noise! Oh, thank you. Oh, that's much nicer, not hearing all of that. Okay, we have not been this way. Which means that this way we go. Huh? Okay, we have sorta been this way. We have not been that way. Okay. This is a very in-depth exploration at the moment. Please stop yelling at me, I'll get to you in a second. Oh, found the screamer! Still a friend of his somewhere. Friend! Also bat! This way I have been. This way I have not been. Yep. Aw, so many wats. Put them all in your pocket and declare them to be pet. Okay, there is one thing that I dislike, and that is infinite four-way corridors. They're not the most fun thing ever, if you ask me. Okay, secret door. It's not gonna be a secret for much longer. Double secret door, okay. That is a lot of security. For a closet. Got it. Well, that was definitely a choice. I bet you anything it was a teleport point. Security closets just kind of feel like definite teleport points. So I have not been in any direction in here. If I go up here, will I end up in, yeah, the other four-way, got it. Because it's made from very good metal. That apparently is very thin and flexible. That is another four-way, got it. That's back to the previous four-way. You know that your metal is quality when it just bends with the airwaves. Not been in this way. Jesus Christ on the stick, what is it with this place? Did it need that many turns? Could somebody not have removed some? Please. I was about to say, have we not been this way, but that is the wall. I feel satisfied with my attempts to explore this thing on my own, so... What is the proper way of navigating this, I wonder? You can always assume that he was on just one very big stick. Let me anchor here, because I'm definitely teleporting back, and then I'm also having an extra rest. Right! My wiki, my friend, please! Lysandus Revelation, what the hell am I doing? The burial chamber is located deep inside the tomb. Ahead of you lies probably the longest route of all main quest dungeons, oh joy. For the entrance, walk west through the hall past some interesting statues of various foes you can come up against in the game. At the end of the hall, go through the door to your left. Follow the hallway up until you come to an intersection. At this intersection, turn north and follow the hallway until you reach a door. Go through it. Got it! To my left. To be fair, I did say follow the hallway up, and this is the only hallway that has the up. So follow the hallway up until you come to an intersection, then turn. That is north. Yeah, there is north. Let me just turn north. And we're gonna follow until we enter the room. Till I reach a door. Well, that's not a room, but that is a door. I went through it. That counts. Follow the hallway until you reach a floating skull. Click the skull and you will be teleported to a room with some torture instruments and an enemy. Kill the enemy. Take me, thesis! Thank you. Definitely have been here before. We're gonna throw in the save. The room is also your way back, in case you didn't set an anchor to near the entrance. There is a secret door in the northeast corner. Northeast corner. Behind it is a low passage you can only use if you're crouching. At the end of this passage is yet another skull teleporter along with an enemy and some treasure piles. Clicking the skull will teleport you to position only a few meters away from the first skull teleporter. To proceed further into the tomb, leave the room through the northwest door. Northwest door? Huh? Follow the hallway down and go through the room at the end. Never ate seaweed. That is west. That is a corpse. There is a door over here? I think they meant this one. So there is a secret door, but I don't need it because I have an anchor. So I'm fine. Follow the thing down and go through the room at the end. I did it! Leave the corridor through the door and follow the hallway until you come to an intersection. No intersections here yet. Intersection! Okay. Turn east and follow the hallway. Jump or levitate across the pit and follow the hallway until it turns north. Jump! Hop, hop. That is a lot of noises, but... Until it turns north? Follow the hallway further north, go through the door and turn west at the intersection. Follow the hallway north until you reach a second intersection. Go through the door and turn west at the intersection. Right. And a second intersection. Does this count? No, I think this is just a door. So that is a second intersection. Turn east and go down the stairs. Until you come to a four-way intersection. Done! Look at me being smart. Okay. I am so afraid that I'm gonna mess up instructions. Like, at this point I am reading instructions. I'm still like... What if I'm dumb? It is practically a driving lesson. The thing is, normal people have a manual with them and they just read it off that. But maybe it's good that I'm reading it off wiki. I don't know how different the manual and the wiki is. Turn north. North is that way. Okay, let's not be dumb. Oh, that's like a bag of flour. And follow the stairs down and then up until you reach a second intersection. Does this count? Go east and through the door. Well, that's not it. I suppose this doesn't count. That would be east. Good. Through the door. When you reach the third intersection, go up the stairs to the south. South. I wouldn't call this stairs, but sure. Once you're at the top, head east and through the door. This is east. There is a door? Let's backtrack a bit. So we came from here, right? No, that's not where we came from. Never eat seaweed? We couldn't have come from the wall! What? Okay. There's also a picture! Let's click it. And then let's figure out where I am in according to the picture. So down here, I think, is where I want to go, and all the way through here. And that's what they consider through the door. Okay. Turn south at the intersection and go up the ramp going south. Head east and walk up another ramp. I think that is where we are now. Follow the ramp further east. And turn north once you stand in front of a doorway. Well, we're not there yet. Yeah, let's just listen to the beautiful sound of unkilled enemies. I'm now looking at the picture again because fuck me, I have no idea what I'm doing. It does want me to go up this thing and then bend inside that. Okay. So now that I'm here, I should continue this way, then this way, then this way. We have ran out of words. We're following pictures instead, which is fine. I'm just slightly dumb. It's okay. I can do this. We can do this. It's like, it's doing a weird roundy thing. Which is almost impossible to see, so... Weird roundy thing. Let's also do the weird roundy thing where we go up, or rather down, and around, and this is like an intersection, and then we go through here. And then we turn this way! Hey! Okay! Let's save! This is map 09. I think there's like freaking 15 parts to this fucker. So now that I'm here, I think I continue walking straight. Yeah, to the end of the corridor, like in its entirety. Following pictures is easier. And then there's like a funky room. And we go in here. So we are now at the funky room. Also known as a corridor, but also known as a funky room. Right, we can start following words again, because this is definitely an easy instruction. I know how to do this. Walk up the ramp and head east. See? I managed it! Look at me doing the thing. Follow the hallway east up the stairs and walk past the intersection. Follow the hallway and turn south. Continue east past an intersection. Turn south. You will encounter a vampire ancient on your way. This is by definitely time to save. Have I been here before? Yes. What? It's okay, game. There's definitely no vampire ancients over here. I would have eliminated them if there was. Maybe once, a very long time ago, there was a vampire ancient. Not anymore. we do a square thing in here where we just like go up to here and then go down. Okay. I need my zoom because otherwise I can't see. We go that way. The picture told me. Past the undead zombie. No vampire ancients. I think that whoever wrote this has done this at a higher level. So now I should go down. And we are gonna be approaching an elevator. There once again, warning about a lich. Honestly, I'm gonna rest until I'm fully healed, but god damn it, this is like the correct instructions and look at how long it still takes to follow them. We go down here. And according to them, this is an elevator. It is, actually. Okay, I have not noticed it. Fair enough. Take the elevator down. So that's what I missed. You mean kill myself trying to take the elevator down. Got it. Oh, thank you, walkthrough. Hello! Nice to see ya. There's no liches in my game, just a lot of zombies. Maybe the game would say that I'm a bit low level. Probably because I am a bit low level. Follow the hallway, but watch out since there are small chambers along the way containing a single vampire. In the last chamber you will find an elevator. Take it down and pull the lever in the room at the end of the small corridor. Ride the elevator back up and follow the hallway until you reach a door. The door leads directly into the burial chamber. So we're doing this kind of... I'm gonna now just look at the Twitch chat and go from memory for here for a little bit. Let's just... Who opened the door? Oh, okay, that was you. Definitely no vampires in my game. Can confirm. Just a lot of zombies. So, if you ever wanted to know, just in order to remove any kind of vampires, arrive early, and the most that you're gonna get is zombies, which still hit far too hard, so that's not much of an improvement, but it's a thing. It's a thing regardless. I would love to rest. My health right now does give me a bit of a panic. I can hear buttons, I can hear walking, I can hear Zambambo. This is, to be fair, less hearing and more seeing. That is definitely not an elevator. Another Zombambo! Damn, I wanted that skeleton that keeps on yelling at me. The game's like, no. The screaming skeleton is not for you, it's for dessert. So, in our exploration, what we missed was actually a friggin' elevator. That's what we missed. And now I'm going very, very slowly and carefully because I can do that the second time. Right! So that's probably the elevator room. Can I just run far away and maybe rest a little, please? Ah, thank you. Will definitely get me to be less afraid of my health if I have some. So, we're gonna... Are you you're not the weird elevatory room? You are the weird elevatory room! Woo! So at suspicious intersections... Always look for elevators. We pulled the lever so we can get back up. I am concerned about all the screaming. Also at the lack of liches and vampires. I don't know, maybe me being level 10 only has something to do with it. Hey, come to the burial times at level 10 only. You'll have a better time. Hello, Wats! I wonder if the game thinks that I'm level 1. That would be funny. Because I mean, I am getting rats again. To be fair, they might just be having a rat infestation, what do I know? Right, so we have found a giant womb. Definitely a room of a kind. Pulling the previous lever has opened the secret door to the southeast corner of the burial chamber. So southeast corner of the burial chamber. That's north, south, east, like somewhere around here. Are we sure? Are we certain? Was the lever maybe in the correct position and then I reset it? Because I don't think that anything's open in here. It's not even like registered on the map. That's so interesting. Oh, that's because I was looking at southwest. Okay. Whoop whoop. Please don't scream at me, it is actually scary, even though I know that you're very harmless. Yeah, just sink underneath the floor, why don't you? Huh? Huh? Did this do anything? My screen went black for a second. I did have dust on me. Excuse me? Now I am inside the floor. Right. Let's reload. Let's... Let's see if we can make sure that no skeletons sink inside the world. Okay. Still kind of feels weird, like I am more down than I should be. I do have the dust. What? I think it's trying to play a cutscene, but it can't. I think that's what's happening. Lysandus' ghost appeared to me and told me that only the death or humiliation of his murderer, Lord Woodbourne, would lay his soul to rest. Lord Woodbourne is a noble of Wayrest and betrothed to Princess Elisana. He has a castle in the wilderness of Wayrest. So, let's Google Daggerfall Lysandus cutscene. Lysandus ghost cutscene. Let's just scroll through another person's recording of this. Not ideal way of witnessing cutscenes, but look, YouTube exists, so we get to enjoy a 240p video on what we were supposed to be seeing. So let me just switch to Chrome. Thank you, Chrome. Let me put it at full screen. It's potato quality for both of us. Don't worry about it.
You could take it, but that's not really our objective. So let's just click on this and we get a nice cutscene coming up as soon as we click on it.
Thank you, another user that actually, like, had a working version of this.
Vengeance upon he who slew me. If you would truly lay my spirit to rest, be the instrument of my vengeance against Lord Woodbourne of Wayrest.
Okay, cutscene over. Thank you. Let's Play Modded Games for uploading this 11 years ago. I'm not entirely sure if this was modded or not, honestly. That didn't look very modded. It did look very potato quality, but that is the best we can do sometimes. We make do. Thank you, YouTube, for existing. Because otherwise all we would have would be notes. So we're gonna save. And we're gonna get out of here, because we did do all that we need to do, so let's... Thank you! The bowels of doom. I'm gonna take my leave now. Nope, I did not want to stay in here. I'm gonna take my leave now. Oh, that's such good music. So, the next quest is Lysandus Revenge. And we need to travel to Woodbourne Hall for that, because they did say that it's Lord Woodbourne of Wayrest. Let's just go to Woodbourne. In wave rest. Let's see if we can do that. This is such good music, though. I can entirely forget where wave rest is, but this is such good music, though. Yes! We can get there. Now, I don't actually need to do anything past what we have already done in this segment. The one thing that I wanted to do today is to finish Lysandus Revelation, which we did. So, no usage of guides here. We're just gonna go inside and we're gonna fumble about. There is one thing that I have read. It is that the dungeon entrance is up! Over there, like where those stairs are. And that the best way of getting there is through, well... flying. Oh, this is the first time that I'm seeing a centaur! Jesus! That battle mage, you scared me the hell! Wow! Okay? That was a bit extreme. I do have anti-electricity potions, I believe. Battle mage first, I think. Oh, it's okay, they regenerated enemies. It seems that whoever is here is pretty random. So no battle mages this time, which is kind of a shame, because this legitimately was the first time I saw any kind of centaur. Ooh. Short sword again, but it's black. I want to be a goth babe. Give me the black stuff. There is a way to get up without levitating, but you can also just levitate, so, you know, we have that ability. Emerald of Venom spitting is like such a weirdly named item. Like, what venom spitting? Up. You are a problem! You're definitely a problem. Jesus. Okay, there's a loot of gold over here. Oh, there's a pile of gold, rather. And our dungeon entrance is here. Please don't hit me. Thank you. I can't sleep while levitating. Unfortunately. But thankfully, I can very awkwardly break down doors. We're about to just land. Hopefully not take damage from it. That would actually murder me right now. Let me maybe... No, it's fine, it's fine. We have not gotten ourselves murdered. You know what? Let's just rest. It occurred to me, I have not placed an exit waymark. That sounds like a very stupid thing to do, so I know that we're a bit high now, but let's place an anchor over here. We might need to actually like fall down from here, but that's better than being unable to leave at all. Now for great door bashing action. Let me also do something that I won't be able to do in like 2 hours, which is eat. Chew on things. I won't be able to do it the next day because the tooth that they're gonna be removing is only a stub right now anyway. How tough is this door? Oh, that's how tough this door is. Really? There we go. Now we're inside the castle proper. Oh, centaur! Again. Ooh, that looks a bit dark. Oh, okay, that's only steel. Never mind. Hello, Bernie. I have dentist in like 2 hours. So I'm doing. I honestly don't like dentist appointments, so it will be fine. Oh well. I see our experiences are entirely comparable. What are you made out of? I don't know, but I will take it with me. So I either need to find, somebody opened the door. Oh, there you are! Jesus, you melted me! What the frig? Jesus Christ. Okay, this is gonna be a house of spontaneous combustion, I think. There is a couple things. Please don't, thank you. I'm gonna be saving heavily in here. And the rest whenever I can. Are centaurs dangerous at all? Asking for a friend. They haven't been able to hit me yet, so I can't answer that myself. I know that battle mages do definitely feel dangerous. And I do not like them. Oh god! Oh no, I don't want to think about that. The implications, man. Of that beautiful, beautiful horse cock. Oh, God, okay. Trapdoor. Do not... Let's not jump down any funny places. If we can. Hold. I feel like the funny place keeps on opening doors. I'm trying to take a break from Guild Wars 2. Because the new expansion pack launches in 10 days. So I want to be really hyped for it. So, I joined the voice chat to say just that to my guild leader. They were running some raids, so I joined them. This was earlier today. And, one guy was really like humming along to music. And I don't know what it was, so he eventually like linked it. It was something like really lame. So because he linked it, my guild leader linked back their favorite tune, which is like a song about horse dick. That's like a joke song. So yeah, horse dick is very much on my mind right now. So thanks Daggerfall for centaurs, I guess. You're deepening the rabbit hole that you should never ever fall down to. No, I just, it's completely normal internet interactions, okay? Nothing weird about it at all. There are a lot of centaurs in here. I do appreciate them. They're much easier to kill than mages. I'm looking for two things. One is a diary of this dude. The other is the dude itself. Okay, random door. Thanks, helpful ghosts. If we find and kill the dude, that's fine. If we find his diary and just deliver it to somebody else, that's also fine. Oh, it was... I saw you do that. You just had a centaur closet. That's so cool. Yay! Congrats! Uh-huh? Where? Where? I'm hearing a phantom horse. Help. Oh, hello! I found you, phantom horse. Yay! I hope that it goes well. It's always good to be passionate about game design. Though unless you're making a horror game, please don't get inspired off Daggerfall. The never-ending dungeons is not something that you get a taste for. It's just, they're just long and winding. Oh my god. Now that's a porn game if I ever heard one. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. That's a very deadly closet. I don't remember which one of these saves is more advanced, so... 231. Ow. 913. The 11th. Yes, a horse dung dungeon. That's a far more advanced save. By like 7 hours. The fuck? I think I rested. Somewhere in here. Food. It's fried veggie sticks of some sort. Entirely, whoa! That! Entirely honestly, without giving a time estimate, we have 3 quests. Remaining. This is 1 out of 3. At most 3 streams, I think less. Please don't hit me. God damn it. These things are friggin' hard. Ooh. That loaded wrong. Save at every turn. That counts as a turn. I need something for that. I feel somewhat bad. What? No. Okay, I have been poisoned. Cure disease, purification. That's resist poison. Oh! Ooh, cure poison, yes. Let's no longer feel somewhat bad. Second thing that we need is something to reduce the damage that we're taking with those spell things. Resist shock will probably work. Oh, yes. Look at the difference that made. I would normally outright melt in here. Okay, let's save and let's continue going. At least until resist shock falls off. Because there's a lot of very, very spammy spellcasters in here. Which means that my best chance to take them out is while that resist shock is up. Oh, another spellcaster. I gotta say it's hard. It is cool, but it's also very dungeony. And quite difficult. She would mostly just hit me with things. It's not quite as extreme. I think that is my resist shock damage that's going away right now. Those noises, man, really sound very inappropriate. Oh shit! Minotaur! No, wait, giant. Look, if you're into horsecock, then the next fantasy of Minotaurs and giants are also probably gonna be up your alley. Because so far we had centaurs. A lot of centaurs. Ew! You're that Breton Myrta! You have been a thorn in my side for a long time now. A Vicer Breton would have let Sleeping Kings lie. Especially when I have gone to such great lengths to kill them. Yes, Myrta, I killed King Lysandus, and now it will be a pleasure to slay you. On guard! I am done! In! It is up to Gothrid now! May you rot in hell, Myrta! I most certainly shall! Lord Woodbourne is dead.
King Lysandus is at last able to rest. The wraiths and ghosts of his loyal soldiers vanish as the soul passes to the underworld, leaving the city.
This cutscene actually worked. So we have now done like half of the main quest. The next quest is Totem. Totem, who gets the totem? But we don't get the totem just yet. Because, let me just look at the conditions of that thing. After you have completed the Lysandus Revenge, Soul of a Lich, and Orcish Emancipation quests, you'll receive a letter. Okay, so what we need now is a letter. What I will do is rest whenever I can rest. His spirit has been haunting the Emperor. Yep. Well, he has been laid to rest. So that's fine. That being said, I need my magicka back. So let me backtrack as much as I can. Oh, thank you. That's a very nice compliment, and let's just really get out of here. I will leave a save in here, just in case. Let's teleport back to the entrance. Which doesn't look populated. I think it's okay. Yep, it's fine. And what I will want to do now is travel. Just in case we have that extra save there inside too. In case this doesn't complete the quest, but it should. I want to go to Revius because that is my home. I really should just buy a house in Revius now that I think about it. Hey! We have entered it correctly. No, weird messages though. So that has me worried. What if we rested for a couple of days? Would that make the message do its thing? Hello, I would like a room for 10 days, please. And I'm gonna rest in here for, let's say, 48 hours. If that doesn't trigger it, we can also try going to Daggerfall to see if the ghost is still there. Oh, the music is very nice in Daggerfall. I hope that the ghost is gone. Oh no! Wrap of good luck is broken. Okay, the easiest way to check if we have actually completed the quest is to go to Daggerfall. Because with that quest done, there shouldn't be a ghost anymore. Oh, there we go! A cheerful young woman hands you a letter and then walks away whistling. Letter? Come at once to Copper Sly Hall in Wayrest. I will be waiting at the Lynx and Barbarian for you. The fate of the Empire could be at stake. Okay, Copper Sly Hall, got it. I have legitimately just rested for a month at one point in this game. So let's overwrite Orius. You know, you can sleep for a long while. Our character does not really have needs. Is that how it was spelled? Yes, Copper Sly Hall, thank you. When it's something inside something else, I sometimes get confused. I once ended up knocking on doors for 3 hours straight. And I was in the wrong town. Let me just save here. There's one in. If she's not there, that would be funny. Hello? Ooh. Myrta, I'm glad that you could meet me here. The blades and your emperor need you again. You may or may not be aware that the Totem of Tiber Septim has been found. For a brief time, Lord Woodbourne of Wayrest had it. Well, you could have told me beforehand. I would have retrieved it while I was still there. Where he got it from is still a mystery. You just found it. The blades mounted an assault upon Woodbourne Hall to retrieve it. Although the hall fell, many of our members fell with it. What were you assaulting? I cleared half the hall. We sacked the Woodbourne Hall, but the totem was gone. I have reason to believe that Gothrid has the totem. The blades no longer have the men to mount an assault on Castle Daggerfall. You have shown yourself to be quite adept at getting in and out of these places. Would you go into Castle Daggerfall and retrieve the Totem of Tiber Septim? Yes, I will. I know I could count on you, Myrta. The totem is most likely in the Daggerfall treasury. It is a huge room, quite unmistakable. I'm leaving in a couple of days. I shall send word to you where you can meet me after you get the totem. Should you succeed, the Emperor has instructed me to gift you with an artifact of great power and renown. Warlock's Ring. I'm not a warlock, miss, but thank you. Anyway, let's get into Daggerfall. I was gonna get there eventually anyway. Like, if that mail did not come, my next point was gonna be to go to Daggerfall. So Daggerfall. It is quite unfair though. that she's just like, you go and attack whole castle Daggerfall by yourself because we don't have enough men anymore? Like, you're just this one-man army that they just chuck at things when they've run out of normal people? That's probably exactly what you are. A one-man army that they chuck at things when they run out of normal people. Oh, shut up. Best viewers are always here. The viewers that are not here, we're not interested in buying. Let's see. Castle Daggerfall would be probably up. Yep. But you may as well converse with it. It's engagement. Don't ask me where I found this brain. But it is mine now, and I will keep it. No, you cannot have it. Huh. Okay. This way! I hope that they're not gonna attack me directly on entry. They probably will attack me directly on entry. This is scary. So we have left ghosts to rest. I don't know if we have uncovered any funny letters. I think we did. Honestly, think we finished what the Emperor has sent us to do. This is just a bit extra. Because I suppose we didn't really want to leave Daggerfall or something. Yeah, but that's hard. Message typing. Ban. Sim. The user you're trying to ban does not exist. Myrta cannot type, goddammit. Still does not exist. Hey, I did it! I do the ban, but without the at bit. Do I consent to entering the place that's currently shooting me? Yeah, why not? We good? Everybody good at the moment? Good. One thing that Daggerfall has definitely taught me is that typing is very hard for me. So when I need to ban somebody through typing a word, that's very hard for me. Oh, it was a bot. I was just gonna talk at it, but Bernie was like, no, you should actually ban it. So I did. Anyway, our Daggerfall Castle now. I'm gonna also save it as load here. No, you're not a bot. One of the best peoples. I'm gonna leave it here for now. We have done quite a lot in like 2 hours time, more than I expected us to do, really. All of Lysandus' quests are now done, and we're down to only 2 quests remaining. Yep, a lot. I also talked about horsecocks, you know. Myrta also has problems with reading, not only writing. We have Totem, who gets the totem. And then there's like the last epic journey to Aetherius. And that's where we at. I could probably finish it next time when I stream, and that is precisely what I'm gonna try to do. So next time when I'm stream, hopefully I have brain bits to do it, is exactly after my tabletop session, which is the one with the major drama going on. I made it worse because I hate it when people are like airing drama at me inside DMs. So I just aired all of that in public chat because I was very, very angry. So, yeah, I'm just gonna not talk there anymore. I just show up on Thursday and see how that goes. Yeah. And depending on how that goes, I'll see how I feel on Thursday. Anyway, thank you all for watching me on Twitch. Thank you for people that watch and interact with me on YouTube, and thank you for people that have subscribed to my Patreon. I have normally this very nice thank you board on YouTube that I added into these videos. This is fun. Hopefully we can just kinda close it next week on like Thursday. If we can't, then we will close it on a Saturday. But Daggerfall is coming to an end. And I'm gonna tackle something that's not Arena directly afterwards. Mostly because I need to rest from Elder Scrolls for a little bit. And when I'm done with the game that's not Arena, we'll see what it is. I have some ideas. Then I will probably get into Bloodlines months because it's spooky time. I don't think that it will take us more than like 2 months to do. So the spooky time will probably be like a month and a half. And then we can tackle Arena. So that's the current layout, subject to change. And yeah, thank you all for being here. And I'm gonna see you next Thursday doing not Lysandus things. Toodaloo.